just chilling.
Just slaving away.
Working.
And we're live.
We are, man. Holy shit.
Loud and clear. How does our audio sound?
We sound
Crisp,
crispy.
clean.
Wow, dude. Welcome.
Hi.
Welcome
it feels
to
like
show.
forever, like always.
I know, it always does. And
does,
this
though.
was a wild week, and we're here, and we're recording for you guys watching on YouTube and listening in your car, in bed,
Yes.
on the toilet,
At work.
on your run.
On your Project Cereal break.
Gilbert, we're looking at you. Where else are you? I see you.
On vacation.
Sitting there, driving to work,
Are you looking straight at them?
wondering.
They're
what-
not watching us.
I don't know, but if you're, I like to look at the camera.
You do. I'm like, what's going on?
Driving to work, wondering what kind of shit's gonna hit the fan today. But I want you to realize, don't worry about that right now. Worry about this content that you're listening
Worry
to.
about if Nicole can remember the movie.
That she just watched.
That I literally just watched today.
You're having performance anxiety, bro.
But I also
We
saw
do.
it when
We
it
have that.
released.
Yeah. When we have our first Q&A, I hope those things come up. You know,
No.
what's the struggles of podcasting, Sam? I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to say right now because I
We'll
want
save
you
it
guys
for the
to
Q&A.
ask that question.
We'll save it. Live event 2020.
Stop.
Not really. I'm,
spoiling
I'm
shit,
sorry.
bro.
Cut it.
You know we don't do edits on this shit.
We're not. You know we're not going to do it until 2025.
Oh my god.
Donate now though.
Yeah, support the GoFundMe.
I'm drunk already, and Sam's tried to get there.
Yeah, I had one glass of wine. This is glass two,
That's glass
and then we
two.
have the beer
And the beer.
that we're drinking.
But it's not, it's 4.5. But I had lunch with friends before this, and
You gotta stop doing that.
I gotta shut up. Literally, I wait until after pod. The one time I wait before pod.
We did do a before pod
Because
drinking.
I'm off today. That's why I look
Yeah.
as crisp as I do on
I know,
camera.
and luckily we got the camera up and running.
Yeah. The one
just
day.
technical shit. No one even cares.
Don't even
but-
think about it.
So we're doing another Netflix movie, and it's connected like always.
I was gonna say it has some.
There's always a
similarities.
connection. Should we tell them the
We
story of
link
what we
them.
were gonna do, but we weren't, but then we found out?
We have to because
Like,
we're gonna do it still.
We're still gonna do it, but it was like
And
it's been.
Okay, disclaimer: it is totally my bad. I planted the seed in Sam's head that this movie was out.
Fucking hell, yeah. So we were gonna do The Irishman.
Of course.
Martin Scorsese. you
Fresh
know,
content. We had
you know,
to.
Netflix Scorsese. We needed to see what was
De
gonna
Niro,
happen.
Pacino together
Everyone
again.
dropping early reviews, but we're not. Scorsese
We're
didn't
not
call
there
me,
yet,
I guess. So
Netflix doesn't give us that check yet.
we
so.
didn't get. I didn't get no Netflix.
We're their biggest supporter, honestly.
Seriously.
Half of our 90% of our podcast is
Probably
Netflix.
somewhere around the 80 to 90 range. And I don't know, maybe people are wondering why we keep doing Netflix, because the majority of our listeners
Easy.
like listening to the Netflix movies.
And Nicole's cheap, and I don't
Yes.
have anything else.
But that doesn't mean we don't want to do other stuff. But
Yes.
anyways,
I would love to do new releases.
Yeah.
Dr. Sleep.
the data shows, guys, that you guys listen more when we do a Netflix release.
It's all about that data.
So
Data or data?
I call
You
it
say
data.
I say data. We're at
What's
our
that dad
impasse.
joke?
You say tomato, I say tomato?
No, it's like, what did the something say to the something? It's like, what did the...
I'm a data.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
what did the large... I don't forget what it is. What does the large data say to the little data?
Oh, what did the
Or
baby
what did-
droid
yeah,
say to the big droid?
Yeah, and it was like, dada.
Aw,
Because
cute.
it's data. I
So
don't
that's
know.
the right way to say it.
I don't know what it is. It's not
I
that,
don't
though.
know.
It's
Yeah,
something
yeah.
different. I don't know.
We'll get there.
So we were going to do Irishman. I got home last night. Usually I watch the movie either a night or 2 nights before we
We've
record.
been talking about it the last 5 days.
Yeah, literally
by the
5
way.
days. I was like not worried about it. I was like, hey, Irishman. I put
We're
it on my
good.
calendar. I was like, this is when I'm watching it. Like, let's do it. Get home. I take care of everything. It's like 6 something
Uh-huh.
last night. 6, 7. And I pull up Irishman on Netflix.
It's just the
First
trailer.
off, yeah. I pull it up. First off, I look at this and it says it's 3 hours and 30 minutes. I'm like,
Which
holy
I told
shit.
you.
You did tell me, but I
said
thought
it's
you were
long.
memeing. I thought you were memeing.
I said
'cause
it's long.
typical Scorsese.
Yeah.
Man. He's gonna make it long, but I didn't really think he was gonna go for the 3:30 bomb.
It's 3.5,
Yeah,
not 3.
3:29 to be exact.
Endgame can't even. What?
So you're telling me Netflix fronted this bill for
Yeah,
this
of course.
for this 3:30? The bunch of old guys?
Why not? You can pause it and take a piss break whenever you want.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But I wasn't worried about that as much as the fact that the movie's not fucking there. They have it up on their channel, like on Netflix, but it's not out. It's not out till the 27th.
I had a feeling too.
I don't know why we thought it was out.
While we were texting about it, I had a feeling that it wasn't out yet, and I was gonna text you like, "Hey, maybe we should check," but I didn't want to crush your dreams, bro.
Yeah, I've been really wanting to do it.
Yeah, I didn't want to crush that.
And I was like, I just texted Nicole, it's not even fucking out.
It's like, who
And
are we?
and it's 3 hours, and it's 7, and you weren't even home. I was like, I don't even know when the hell you're gonna watch it.
I don't. Yeah. I mean, if we were gonna watch it, I was gonna watch it last night.
Yeah.
Or the night before. Stay up.
So we had to whip out the Disney vault, and we had to.
We debated.
We threw a dart at our list, and whatever it landed on was the one we're gonna do. Just kidding. We were like, we need a movie right now. We need a movie right now.
What's the first one that comes up on when we open Netflix?
Yeah, Snowpiercer.
Snowpiercer.
The first one that's on Netflix that's on our list. Right?
Yes. It's literally been staring at me since we started pod, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. But here you go.
Why didn't you
Chris
want to
Evans.
do it though?
I saw it in theaters when it was released.
It was in theaters.
Yes.
Oh, okay. It was in 2014.
So the Netflix, I think it was made and released in 2013 internationally. But that doesn't make sense because I saw it with an ex-boyfriend of mine, and I saw it in 2014. I know that for sure.
I think it said 2014. So
It said 2013 on Netflix. I swear.
Oh, did it?
Or wherever I
Maybe
looked it
I
up.
saw it on Rotten.
Maybe.
I don't remember.
So I think internationally, whatever. But yeah, I saw it in 2014. I don't know. It's just not my speed.
It is 14.
Netflix says 2013. I swear.
Yeah, but we've
you.
had this discrepancy
promise
before.
you.
Remember?
Yeah.
In another
Because
movie.
it's released at festivals
Yeah.
and all that
so
stuff.
I think Netflix is going off the premiere.
When it's here, when we can watch it, I think.
Well, because this on Rotten Tomatoes says in theaters June 2014. Limited.
Right. So that means
On disc and streaming October 2014. So I don't know where Netflix is getting that. I don't know if it's
and they're so private with their data, you know.
Yeah, but not with ours.
Yeah, not with giving us that check.
They be selling it. Bro.
The hell, Netflix. Just kidding, not sponsored.
It's got a smacking tomato score, 95%, 72 on the audience.
It's a critically beloved movie based off of a French graphic novel.
Oh, it's off a book.
Mm-hmm.
So this is your alley, dude.
It is my alley. Korean director. We all know it. I'm half Korean. I'll say it till I die.
Bong Joon-ho.
Yes. Who? So
He's
reason
done
I
Parasite.
Yes, Parasite, which I saw a few weeks ago, and it is literally the best movie I've ever seen in my life.
And the guy in it,
Uh-huh.
what's his name in the movie?
Non.
Yeah,
Non.
Song Kang Ho.
Good job.
I try.
Yeah. It's an easy one.
He was in Parasite.
He's literally, I think, in every movie that he's
Taxi
done.
Driver too.
Yep.
A taxi
driving.
That's a little rip-off-ish if you don't.
Yeah, gotta get that.
Where's the copyright on that? A taxi driver.
But Bong Joon-ho, I'm pretty sure, hires this guy every movie.
Yeah, and we've seen that from many directors.
I know, but I love that. I love when directors do that.
Yeah.
They hire the same
well,
people.
I want to talk about it more. Let's crack it so you can drink that.
Let's
I'm still finishing my wine.
Let's get more drunk. Whoa.
Did we open these wrong?
No, they're just different. They're weirdly.
How do I do it, brother?
Peel it back.
Oh, it's
like
one
canned
of
food. Yeah, like cat food.
Don't say that.
I'm
dude.
sorry.
That's
I don't know why. Apparently, this is like a
I
thing.
hate canned food.
Oh, I'm talking about like dog food, cat food.
That too.
I have a cat
Any
that I feed
can.
wet food. I don't like when breweries do that, but apparently it's like a big deal. I don't know what it does. I forget.
What, being like this?
Like the can, yeah, because it's like it's not your typical. It like peels off. Dude, we gotta hold it up.
I know, but we gotta tell them what we're drinking. We're drinking Mike Heiss.
Mike Hess.
Oh, he's the he's the San
Diego.
Diego. Yeah, we had him
Classic.
before.
We started with
Steel Beach.
doing a lot of those.
We did Steel Beach because we're talking about this giant ass train
You're
that's
welcome.
made of.
Guys, I keep the content consistent sometimes.
Apparently impenetrable steel.
Well, towards the end we see that's not impenetrable, but it is endless. Like the tracks are impenetrable. That's for fucking sure.
I don't get that, bro. I didn't try to question it too much because it's very plain and clear that this movie is not
fantastical
trying to be serious. Well, it is serious, but it's not trying to be I'm real. Like this is real. Obviously it's sci-fi. I get that.
Yeah. Or
but
dystopian, which is the same as sci-fi, is that?
Yeah.
Have we agreed?
Yeah. Well, even the director says that he agreed that it was sci-fi.
Okay. As long as Bong,
Yeah.
As long as he does it.
But he the tone is there's serious parts obviously, but it's not like you need to take everything here literal and serious.
Yeah.
There's a lot of metaphorical speak here.
Are we jumping into likes
for the real world
right away?
I don't really know.
You're kind of neutral.
I'm feeling the wine though. It's coming.
I know. I said get that going.
But I did do some research and I got some quotes from an interview.
Nice. I've been watching a lot of Bong interviews too.
To talk about a specific part of the movie, but yeah, I mean, want to just go into the likes? Let's do it. Let's just do the likes. Usually we shit on it, but we're gonna try to keep it.
I mean, this is a hard movie to shit on.
It is hard to shit
on, but
it is hard to shit on.
It's not my favorite, so
of his,
but of like people are like they said it's the best movie of that year. I know a lot of people that's on their list.
2014 though, that's like. That's fucking.
Wasn't that Interstellar?
That's Interstellar
territory, yeah,
dude.
Nolan.
You're telling me.
It always goes back to Interstellar.
You're
it's connected.
telling me that people haven't seen it then.
You got to give love to international film directors, dude.
I do love it. I thought this was actually one of the cooler movies we've watched.
Yeah, and it's definitely one that has this director in general just puts a lot of thought into his film, and you could see he really loves the genre or the craft.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see Parasite. You saw it,
dude.
We might just do an episode on that, and I know a lot of our listeners probably haven't seen it,
and it's hard to see because it's not
in limited theaters.
I saw it when it was limited release. Like it was released, I think way earlier this year, like February.
Yeah, so I don't know, but we might do like maybe another episode, like a third a week or something, just so we can get it out there.
If you're local, like, or if you're
Arizonian, where's it at?
Well, I don't know, but like, I feel like it might play at Film Bar,
Phoenix.
Keep checking Film Bar.
Anywhere like that, Alamo maybe.
Yeah,
anywhere
it's
those
definitely a movie. No matter when you see it, you have to see it before you die.
Yeah. Speaking of Alamo, though, off topic, are we going to that early release of Knives Out?
Knives Out?
Yeah.
We gotta go buy tickets now.
We'll talk about it after.
It comes out on Thanksgiving.
Hey, Jerry, pull up the website.
Carol, can you get the
credit card? Get the credit card.
Yeah, thank you. We told her this
weeks
ago.
The one with the more rewards. Why did she pick the one that has 0 rewards?
Apple Card.
There's your Carol segment.
Yeah, she's been dead for a little bit, but she's back. She's not fired.
Yep.
She should be.
We have a bodyguard too now.
Did we talk about him yet?
I don't remember.
Guys, Unit.
I think we did last episode.
Unit. He's
his
doing
name's
his
Unit.
job.
His name's Unit.
He works hard.
He's standing right at the door.
What up, my man? No, you can face us. Yeah, no, you can. Thank you. Okay, cool.
Okay, now turn back around.
Yeah, Sam doesn't like when he looks at him.
Yeah, he's huge. He makes me uncomfortable.
He really does. Ask us behind the scenes, we'll tell you.
Holy shit. Okay, back on track.
Yeah, here we go.
Back on track. Get it? God, I'm good. Good at this job.
Nice. You're good at the segues. I will give you that. You are good.
We think we're good, but we're just plastered half the time.
I know. That's when we do our best work.
I guess. I mean.
Down it. Have you even touched that beer? Oh, you did?
I have. I'm doing double.
He's going to be. I don't know how he's going to get home, guys.
Yeah, we're going to have to order the Uber.
I'll make sure put it on the black card.
Get the Lyft, too.
Yes, thank you.
Do we have more Lyft points or Uber?
Uber.
Uber? Oh, because of that one Uber we took.
Yeah.
With Scorsese?
Yep. For Leo's birthday.
Fuck. That cost me a fortune, bro. How many stops did we make for that one?
I missed those. Oh my god.
All right. So you know his work. This is the first movie I've seen of his, and I know the movie of Bong we're talking about. Just in case anyone doesn't. But I know the movie was really well received.
Yes.
I've seen a lot of good news. I've avoided YouTube videos on it because I'm trying not to fucking spoil things.
Yeah.
But like I know it's got a lot.
This was your first time watching them?
Yeah.
Oh.
First time.
Well, so he did Oakjaw with Jake Gyllenhaal.
With Jakey,
I
bro.
refuse to watch that one.
Why?
I can't watch animal torture.
Is that what it's about?
Yeah, it's hard.
Is Jakey torturing?
Jakey's psycho. I don't know. I really don't know anything about that movie except for that.
Might have to do it now.
I don't want to.
Is that on Netty?
It's on Netty.
I'm gonna watch it.
I can't. I mean, I kind of want to and have to if I want to see his whole work.
Yeah, we need to, dude.
It's hard.
We all hate animal torture, bro.
I know, but it's like it goes into it.
Really?
That's what the movie's about.
I thought it was just Jakey and
this director,
some.
Bong Joon-ho.
Doesn't the animal
he
like
picks
talk?
themes. No, I don't know. I don't think so. I think it talks with body language and like
thought
his
it, like,
eyes
literally
because it's
spoke.
sad that it's getting slaughtered. The daughter from Snowpiercer, though, Yana,
yeah.
she's in Okja, so
Oh, okay.
he uses the same actors
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
And with much respect.
I do the same shit, honestly.
Yeah, like all your buddies, like
you
Jesse.
gotta work with people. You gotta work with people you know,
Can you
though.
play the cattle rancher? Yeah, I know you have to.
So yeah, like first perspective of this movie, the premise. I like the premise, but I don't like the logistics of it.
Right.
But
if you really deep into
yeah,
it,
and that's like literally
into it.
everyone's like gripe, I feel like. But then when you watch it, the tone is saying, hey, like I said at the beginning, it's not, hey, I'm not like trying to be like, I know this seems insane, but it's not about that. It's about
look deeper into
class,
it. Yeah.
and it's about society, and it's about, you know, humanity and how we treat other people. And like it's like all about all these other things, I feel like.
Yeah.
They're just sprinkled in there on this action movie that has Captain America in it. So
who does not play Captain America?
Yeah, 2014,
in this movie.
Man. When was that? Like, was that Winter Soldier days?
Was it Winter? Oh, that actually
or
that
was
sounds
Winter
right.
Soldier like? No,
That
2014 was the first Avengers movie, I believe.
No.
Or was
5
that
years ago?
Or was
There's
that
no
12?
way. There's no way.
Yeah, they've had 3 since, 4 since.
Right. So 2014 seems like it's too late.
2014, then they did what? 16 was Ultron, and then I don't know. Look it up.
Gosh.
Look it up.
I'm looking up Captain America.
Just look at the Avengers.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I think this is.
Captain America: Civil War was 2016, so you might.
I might be. I'm on the right track.
Yeah, you might be right.
I think 2014 was the first Avengers movie.
Captain America: Civil War was not an Avengers movie. 2012 was the first Avengers.
Whoa!
So it was 2
I was
years
still in
after.
high school, bro.
Well, yeah, you've been in high school.
I'm still in high
So,
school.
yeah, exactly.
Wow,
now I
7 years.
7 years ago.
Okay,
We're
so he's
old.
already had the Avenger life.
And then, guys,
If you guys listen to
underappreciated movie of Chris Evans, Perfect Score, also starring Scarlett Johansson. You
What?
never watched that movie?
What?
The Perfect Score?
No.
It's about a group of college, high school seniors stealing the answers to
Declaration of
the
Independence.
the SAT answers to get a perfect score on their SATs because they're all various.
And Chrissy's in it.
Chris Evans and ScarJo.
Whoa.
It's a good movie.
Well, now that you brought it up, we probably have to do it.
Okay, so I looked up Captain America. It says July 4th, 1918. I said, this movie came out in 1918.
His date of birth.
But it's actual Captain America. Yeah. I was like, what? What the fuck?
Wait. That's awesome.
Oh, my God.
What was that, like 08?
Captain America?
Yeah.
It is
07.
2011.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, he was the later one.
He
08 was Iron Man.
Iron
He
Man.
started in 08.
Your OG.
I know that.
Do you think? So I listened to the Red Sea Diving Resort, and you didn't like his acting in that one.
I did not like him in it.
Did you like him in this
Yeah,
one?
much better. I even texted you last night.
That's right. Yeah,
During it, I was like, he's way better here. And Brooke watched Snowpiercer with me.
Oh,
and
nice.
she was in our Red Sea Diving Resort, so if you haven't listened, go listen. But she said the same thing. She's like, yeah, he seems way like
more into
like
it.
he has better direction here. His lines aren't written like he is the hero of the story, but his lines aren't written like Captain America, and that's the problem with him. Not with him, but that's the problem with the writers and the directors that grab him. They're like, oh, well, like they have it in their head that he can say these lines, so they write cheesy shit, and that's what happened with Red Sea Diving Resort. Like, he's an Israeli secret agent. Why is he talking like he's like He's Captain America, literally.
Which
He's
I
talking
haven't
like,
seen, so I can't compare. But like,
yeah,
that just from
there's a
what you're
couple in
telling me,
there.
that just shows like directors and writers matter. We've said it a
They
lot.
matter
here,
a lot.
they
Writing
matter.
writing is huge. Directors get the big gripe. The directors are like the president of the United States.
Yeah.
Right? They get all the heat.
They're right. They're the front.
No matter what happens.
Yeah.
But
there's people
there's
behind
writers, there's a lot of stuff that goes into making a movie. I would know. You guys haven't seen my film, but
we write good scripts. I don't know what you guys are doing.
but yeah, there's a lot of moving pieces. Would you ever want to make a film?
I would love to write a screenplay. I could never like act or direct one.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying let's figure that out.
I'm down for screenplay.
Crawler Media, dude.
Crawler Media.
Crawler Productions would probably be.
I'm trying to do the least problematic sign as possible, so it's fingers crossed.
Crawler Productions.
Crawler Media I love.
Crawler Productions presents a film presented by Crawler Media.
That's it. That's our sticker.
You know
That's our sticker. Yeah. Brought to you by the Film Crawl. Apple reviews on Film Crawl.
Follow the Twitter at the Film Crawl.
That's literally us.
Oh my gosh. Hosted by Sam and Nicole at the Film Crawl.
Hosts of the Film Crawl. Oh my god.
I think it would be really fun. But
it would.
It's a lot of money.
That's next year.
Speaking of, like, it's a lot of money if you put it in perspective, especially for something that's, like, high-end. The Mandalorian just came out on Disney+. Each episode was $10 million.
Shit. And
They're 38 minutes. That's
and I know. I thought they were going to be longer.
Or what's 10 million times 8?
80 million.
We're not doing this math again.
It's 80 million.
It is 80 million. You're right. I had to do it in my head.
Made it
for
sound
a
like
second.
it was a
I know, but I remember
number.
the mistake we made on Hurt Locker,
yes,
dude.
2 tons. That's OG episode.
That's OG, dude.
Oh my god.
Oh, I gotta
Rickley
go
had
listen.
Rickley of the.
She
Let's Be
called us out.
Realistic. Yeah, she's the math girl.
It's all right.
Go to her for your accounting needs.
Brains don't work on this pod, okay?
I mean, that's
ask
why
any
she's
guest that's come on here.
Seriously. Ask anybody who knows us in our real life.
We tell them to turn it off. We say, hey, turn your brain off. We're recording.
Hey, yeah, there's no rules here. Just be stupid.
Yeah. 80 million for 8 episodes. That's a lot of moolah.
That is.
You think they made it? They already made it up on
They
first
made it
month
back,
subscription.
for sure. The first 10 million subscribers on Disney Plus couldn't even watch it. Just like, let's go.
I watched it. It's fucking great. But yeah, we need to get in this movie. It's
20 minutes deep.
I think it's one of my favorite. I wouldn't put it top 10, but it's up there.
Based on direction?
Yeah,
or?
I think it's got a good concept, and I think Chris Evans does a good job. I was really worried going into it. I was like, he's gonna be overly Captain America. He's gonna be overly cheesy lines.
He's got a shaved head.
Yeah, but
He's gritty.
they really did it. I love the aesthetic of the movie.
Color tones.
The set designs are amazing. The ideas of the trains are awesome. The train cars, like the different cars, are awesome. They're what you would expect. Like, oh, there's a club one, there's a school one. Well, I didn't really expect a school one, but there's like, there's these different ones.
Yeah.
And I think that's really cool. And holy fuck, there's some intense moments in this movie. We're on likes, so I think first off, do you like the little exposition at the beginning, like the narration? It was needed.
It felt very comic booky.
It's always needed.
It's based off of that. Yeah.
What is it? It's always needed in an apocalyptic movie.
Right, but like you kind of do need this one because it's like otherwise you'd be like,
why are they on a train?
Why are they on a train?
Yeah.
And like, what's it looks like the day after tomorrow outside.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I didn't mind. It was quick.
Yeah.
And it was to the point.
And I think it makes sense and it's logical. Shooting chemical into the atmosphere to cool the planet is actually a thing that's being studied right now, like to this day. So,
I could have done without the news reporting, like we hate.
Okay.
I liked the wording.
Oh, but you like the writing.
I could have done without, but I didn't hate it.
Yeah. I guess people just like that. I don't know how they get that feedback. Like, do they like take surveys, like
of like who likes it or not?
Yeah, they're like, do you enjoy listening to the news?
People do take surveys at movies.
Yeah, so I wonder if that's like a question or something.
I've done.
Do you enjoy exposition in a form of newscast or something? I don't know.
But But that's also a challenge to directors. Of
It's
like,
a
how
challenge
else do you put it
for
in
writing,
movies? Yeah.
for sure. Like, how are we going to tell this without adding another 30 minutes to our movie?
That's just dialogue later in the movie.
Yeah.
Which
So I liked it. I expected it. Honestly, I turned it on. I was like, okay, here we go.
yeah.
I heard the fucking news, the buzz, the I was
The
like,
plane trails.
here we fucking go. But I wasn't mad about it. I was kind of interested, and I was interested that it was mixed, like you said, kind of like with the writing versus the speaking. So there was like text exposition, like the world was, climate change was affecting the world.
Yeah.
And then it like went into the news broadcast. Oh, we found a cure. We found a way to stop it.
Right.
And then it went back to text. So it was like kind of like, I don't know, engaging.
Interspersed.
I don't know. But I think just the concept of that is logical. That's being studied right now to this day in 2019.
So it's like a logical start to an apocalypse.
Right, and
for
it's a
you in this
logical.
movie.
Yeah, it's a logical. And
Versus zombies.
these are
and
actual.
viruses.
Yeah, and these are actual problems that scientists have to think about.
Global
right?
warming. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. We found a way to cool the planet, but we have to be careful. We can't overcool the planet now. Like how much does this actually affect the atmosphere? What is all that? So there's like different challenges on top of that. I would pray that humanity is not stupid enough to overcool the planet. But at the same time,
It's
if you think about it, with how much trouble do we have controlling the Amazon fires? How much trouble do we have controlling nuclear weapon building? How much trouble do we have controlling oil manufacturing?
The water
Water
poisoning, yeah.
So if you give this chemical to everyone, China, all these other countries, and they're doing it constantly because they think it's better.
Right.
And I'm not saying that U.S. knows all, but I'm just saying like if we're not working together, and then everyone like they're on the other side of the world shooting the chemical all day long. This could be a logical thing.
Well, it would break out. I feel like it would break off the United States. Like it would just turn it into pieces, where each one becomes its own island.
Oh, like everyone's trying to like.
Or at least the United States, and then all I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, when this becomes a thing.
That's scary.
Yeah, because it is gonna happen. Like this is inevitable at this point.
Yep.
I've read way too much shit. It is real.
Scary.
As I hope people listening know that it's real, because it is, and there's nothing that we can really. Well, there is things we can do, but right now scientists are like, it's kind of like we need to fix it now.
Yeah, like
so
we need to be better.
The moment that it happens, will that become like the new power? Almost like like water and like those things they talk about in the movie are our powers, but like
to
now,
hold over the high
now are we controlling like this chemical? Now like are we selling it? Now like it's gonna become like another thing. So I like that concept. I really like that concept. I don't know how I feel about the train thing. Like
how does it keep
my
going?
boy could have came up with like a plane or something.
Yeah, not a plane.
I don't know, but
like an island.
An island or I don't know, something.
I like that.
A dome. I don't know. It could have been a
Stephen
dome.
King did try to do that one.
What, a dome?
Yeah, he has a book.
Oh, it could have been like a kind of Hunger Games-y type thing. Like they're split into sections, and there's a dome, right? And it's warmed because they're frozen, but
they're eating bugs.
Yeah, but they live there, and it's the same concept. Yeah. But like, hey, we got to go through all these different zones,
right?
Or territories. But the train, I guess the train is fun. It's linear. It's like literally like
straight
like
on.
The story.
And, with Korean directing in particular, not just Bong Joon-ho, they do like filming their fight scenes linearly, like wide shots, which is
wide and in straight,
yeah,
like 300
or in profile, I guess, yeah. Which goes into a like that I have of this movie, where we've talked about where you mentioned how intense some scenes are in this movie, which are the fight scenes. They're pretty intense, but you always know who's on what side.
Yeah.
And you always know like who's the protagonist, and like, okay, we're following this core group, and he really sticks on that core group, so you never lose track of what they're doing and who they're fighting for.
And
which
I think,
like.
And I think going on your fighting, with just segue into another like of mine was the whole the obvious fight scene.
Yeah, it's coming.
Which
the build up.
Man, first I want to talk about, I fucking love the idea that the guns were fake, or not. They're not fake, but they
No
have no
bullets.
bullets. That again is another real thing. Like these are things that would be rare and scarce in these times. So
because you have no resources to make bullets.
and it's not like you can get off the train to go like find more.
I mean, as far as we know, because later on we find out, there are bullets, but
yeah.
But again,
but it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Why would we waste, or why would we even risk
right.
when we know they're scared, we know that they don't give a shit.
Or why?
But
there's two of us against 50 of them.
Yeah,
like, why would we risk that?
But it also comes into another factor, which is, let's not give the back passenger guards bullets,
right.
because we need to control the population.
Exactly.
So if they do revolt and they do kill our guards and they do end up moving on, well, when they reach this certain train, we're gonna slaughter them. So it doesn't really matter. We'll be fine. And that right there is like the ultimate like higher level thing.
Well,
it
strategical.
It sounds fucked up.
Selfish strategy.
It is 100% a fucked up way of thinking.
Yeah.
But it's also, it sounds fucked up for me saying it, but it is logical. I mean, you are on a train. You have so much resources. You did let people on for free, which I don't really get.
Did they talk about that?
They don't really.
Okay.
I don't really get that point. Maybe
I don't
Wilford was like feeling nice one day and was like, "Oh, we'll let the last people on."
Yeah, or maybe it was I know that eventually I'll need to keep my engine running with kids, and the poor people do that.
Well, which is what they allude to. Oh, I needed to. He says, luckily, the back tail produces like a lot of children.
Yeah.
And okay, but like. I guess it makes sense because they're slaved, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we're not gonna let our front end passengers like make their kids do this.
Right, exactly.
We can just take it from someone. So let's just
they don't deserve
so
it.
I guess that makes a little bit of sense. But it's still kind of funny. And it's fucked up. But this scene is the fight scene. This
Is it the climax?
I guess it's like the tipping point of the war.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
I think it comes really early into the movie,
It
and
does.
this kind of goes into a negative of mine, but
an hour in.
I think it kind of goes into a negative of mine, and I'll get to that. But this fight scene is like the epic moment. I love the moment where is it Yana? What's her name?
I'm pretty sure it's Yana.
Yana.
Yeah, Yana.
Yana is like, don't open it, and he right when he plugs it in, and then that music.
Yes, and
you know how I'm into the music.
I know
lately.
It's like the year of soundtrack for Sam.
Oh man, it's really fun. It's really epic moment, like big drums, big moment.
Yeah.
And there's just a fucking shit ton of soldiers.
Yona. Sorry.
There's just a shit ton of soldiers with butcher knives,
spears,
bats,
machetes,
and it's very animalistic.
Yes, and it's not the tipping point. It's really the stakes of what these guys are up against, and it also develops character of like Yona. Like she does understand what's going on train to train, and that's really not explained, but it doesn't really need to be because it's like whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
So, then there's this weird moment with a fish.
Okay, I still don't know what that's about.
Yeah, and I looked up the interview about it.
Okay.
And there's this moment with a fish where they cut it open, and the soldiers on the bad guy side, I guess you'll say, put their blood on
their blades,
their blade, and like you're like, what the fuck? It's like this whole ritual, right? Like
it's a dead fish. It's not alive. Or
anything.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck? It's so weird. And then Chris Evans fucking slips on it, which was even.
When does he do that?
He slips on it during the fight. And it's like kind of comedic, right? Like it was weird. It was out of nowhere. I
don't remember that part.
And I looked up the interview, and Bong says, these type of moments are what filmmaking makes it fun and interesting. It wasn't actually in the script, but when I was making the storyboards, I thought of the idea, and I mentioned it before. A primitive aspect, like tribes in Africa, a ritual before battle to intimidate their enemies,
right?
Putting blood on their faces and whatnot. So I came up with this idea of the fish, but I also wanted to bring it back somehow because it was such a cool concept. We decided to have Chris slip on it. It was a bit of a strange moment, but very natural for me. And Chris took to it immediately. He sort of laughed and said, quote, "We're doing all this cool action, and you want me to slip on a fish? Why not? We shot it very quickly." So, I mean, fuck yeah. I mean, I get that makes more sense now,
That
but
does.
in concept, when context, when you're watching it, you're like, what? Like, what are they doing to this fish?
I mean, it just occurred to me now, so it didn't occur to me while watching this, but it's also a way for this section of the train car, as they're getting closer to the front, to flaunt what they have versus the poor.
Yeah, and I thought it was kind of like, oh, we got like food.
And it's the car before the sushi, right? Or it's like a couple
it's
cars.
somewhere, yeah. I don't really remember.
I mean, obviously fish is a luxury on this train, but like they've been on this train for 18 years. How are they getting it?
I was confused about that too. I was like,
yeah.
How the hell did they get this fish?
How have they kept it fresh?
They have an aquarium, would you believe? But
maybe when they cycle around the fucking earth, one time there's an opening to catch. I don't know. Because she says you can only use this sushi June or July and something.
Well, she's
twice a year.
What she's saying there was like the mating or the repopulation of the fish. Like you have to control the population. She's also kind of hinting at this. Yeah, she's also kind of hinting at this of humans, but she's saying like we can't just eat fish every day because we wouldn't have any fish.
So that implies that there's fish there, like there's alive, and they just keep breeding them.
Yeah, they breed them and they make sure. Okay, hey, how much do we have this month?
Yeah.
Okay, in July, we'll be able to eat like X amount. Whatever it is, but yeah, very interesting stuff. And so that I thought that was really interesting. The fish thing was kind of off-putting for me. I love that fight scene. It's really cool. There's like a whole 300 moment with like Chris Evans being badass and doing Captain America things.
Just like swinging. Yeah, literally swinging a hammer. Yeah.
And just chopping people up. It's pretty gruesome. I didn't expect the movie to be this bloody, and I kind of liked it because it wasn't bloody, but this
the sounds more so.
The sounds and like I didn't expect it to be this like intense, I guess. And it really showed the struggles of war and like of revolution and like what's gonna happen. Like you're gonna meet your opposing force,
right? And
they're gonna be probably better off than you, but and
that's like any battle movie, right? We just talked about in The King.
Yeah,
like,
and what did you think of even like this is another comedic thing? The girl in the white, I forget her name, but she's like overly
Claude. Wait, the one who takes the kids?
No, the one that's like in has the glasses.
Oh yeah, I forgot her name.
She was like
Tilda
funny.
Swinton.
She kind of reminded me of the Hunger Games girl.
Which one?
The one that does the names, like she's
like
over
Heffy or whatever. Something like that.
Effie.
Effie, I think it's Effie.
I don't know.
It's Effie.
Yeah, she kind of reminded me of her, but like evil or more evil, because Effie becomes like a really cool character.
She does, yeah. You've been wanting to do the Hunger Games, man. You're itching.
Dude, they're actually kind of good. I don't know.
You've literally said it like every other pod, I think.
My younger self was like, "Oh, stupid girl book," but now I watched them again, and I was like, "Hey, I don't know."
The books are great too.
No, I know, but it's like it was like
I know
it was after Twilight and like all that shit too. So it's kind of
like all the YA novels getting adapted.
Yeah, and I was like, fucking like everyone here is just like preppy 16-year-old girls that just
I'll go because my girlfriend's going.
Yeah, kind of thing. And I was like, this is lame.
They're good though.
But they're actually really good movies.
I'm still Divergent all the way.
Fuck.
So Battle, we got
those are hard movies to watch.
That's Divergent?
Yeah, bro.
No,
they're bad. The last one is
bad.
terrible.
Dude, the memes, remember those memes from work?
No,
we can't name.
Those are some terrible movies, bro.
They're not terrible. I love.
I'm with you on Divergent for the story.
Yeah.
But the movies are terrible adaptations.
All right. We'll see.
You gotta admit. Okay. Fuck it. We gotta focus, guys.
We're almost done with likes.
Yeah. But I love a lot of this. I love the story. I love the ideas of it. And I do love the ending. And like Ed Harris is a wonderful villain. He always plays a good bad guy.
Low key villain. I mean,
low key, but yeah, he's like been feeding them all that stuff. But he's a great actor. And I think that's a really good casting choice. Yeah. Wilford, he fits the fucking name Wilford, some white old dude. But I really enjoyed how that came to be. I don't really get the point of him like telling Chris Evans he wants to take over the car, like the
That
owner
he wants Chris Evans to take over the
to
car?
to own it. Yeah, like, oh, you need it. He says that. He's like, you need
Yeah.
to take my spot. Like, this
But
is.
why don't you get it? Because he's dying. He needs to. But
I
he wants
get
to train.
that,
Yeah.
but it's like what?
Why Curtis?
Yeah, why Curtis? Like, why Chris Evans? It's like the chosen one type of thing. I don't know. I don't know. But it wasn't a huge turnoff for me. But it was like, why wouldn't you just elect like?
Then you'd have no movie.
I know.
So I mean, in the end, we learned that Wilford basically orchestrated this whole thing. He knew
and he was
that the
talking
back
with
was-
freaking Gillian. Fuck Gillian.
Oh, the wheelchair guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the two opposite ends of the train.
The two opposite leaders
working together to basically
create revolutions.
Yeah.
To create
This riot.
repopulation or population control.
Yes.
The whole premise of it is, and this is, I actually like this, is, well, we're gonna create a revolution from the tail end because one, you guys are the freeloaders and you're the trash,
Right.
basically, and we're gonna kill you, and we're gonna lose guys of our own. But this is going to balance out population.
Right.
And this is going to balance out population without us going in there and just saying, hey, you're dead, and creating genocide, which would create real type of revolutions. So the goal was, hey, Gillian, you create a revolution with Curtis. You guys stop at the water, which he tries to convince him in the movie, which is actually a really cool callback. You know how I like completing the circle here.
Payoff.
Yeah, payoffs. But like he's like, yeah, you guys were supposed to start up at the water. And Gillian, when they're in that train, he's like, you shouldn't go forward. Look at our guys. We're exhausted.
Right.
We're torn up. Like the war's over. Like
This is
we
it.
have to go back and just like subdue. And
Yeah.
of course Chris Evans is like, no.
Captain America.
So since he does that, Gillian loses his life. He pays for it.
Yeah.
And I
Which
feel
has
like
got to be consequences.
yeah, and
right?
I feel like Gillian was really on the revolution side. Like he doesn't like Wilford.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of doing what he has to do to make do. And
well, he basically raised Curtis
Chris Evans,
to be. So he's like, I feel comfortable with him as the lead.
Yeah.
Which is another like of this movie for me. The way that we learn the story of these central characters, like where Curtis is telling Non.
That's
like,
a really good scene.
It was a really
Chris
great
does
scene.
a good job.
He does.
I'm actually impressed.
It's like, and it's also like a twist, right? It's like, oh shit, like he's the guy
that was gonna eat babies.
Yeah, and that pays off. I think, was this after or before? I don't know. No matter what, it paid off, because in the scene where Edgar dies, it's the same as when he killed his mom. Like you go back and you're like, oh shit, he was the guy with the knife. That's how Edgar died. Like he was a hostage, you know.
Fuck yeah.
So it's like, you know, he just knows his shit when it's filmmaking.
And he makes a hard decision, and that's a like of mine too. He has to make that decision, and he chooses that Edgar's gonna die. Like he's like, this is a revolution. She is the key to us getting to the front.
Which is selfish of him until the end when he's not selfish.
It's selfish
He
of him, but
sacrifices
it's
his arm.
also kind of like that you got. This is gonna happen in war.
Otherwise,
like you gotta do stuff.
We lost this much and we've done this much so far. Why?
I
not
can't
go
just
on?
risk it for one person, and I don't even know if I'm gonna save him.
Yeah.
Type thing.
Right.
So
that's the philosophical of like, would you save one versus many?
Yeah, of course. It's the whole. Yeah, you're gonna try to save millions or one person.
Yeah.
And
it's like you don't know until you're in that situation.
Yeah, you would
really.
never know. That's hard. You know, but I like that, and I love a lot of that, and I don't know. I thought it was cool. It was a cool concept. You know, it's a fucking Netflix movie, and you turn it on and you enjoy it. You have a good time.
Well, it's on Netflix.
Well, it's on. Yeah, it's not a Netflix movie, but it's on Netflix, and you're there, and I don't. It's like underdogish.
A little bit.
You're like, okay, Chris Evans, big name, but like.
It's
you know,
overrated for Bong's like musical.
For his filmography.
His filmography, it's overrated, but not unjustly so.
Parasite is getting insanely good rep.
Sam, please.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see it.
But that one, it sounds like that one's overrated. It's not. It's
insanely good rep, and I don't know, might have Oscar worthiness.
So when you look at this guy's like history, yeah, this one's overrated, but that's not a bad thing in his case.
Yeah.
Which for other directors, you can like. There's other movies where you're like, oh yeah, that's overrated, and that's like
Yeah.
not a great thing. But
Let's get into dislikes.
yes,
I missed a lot of stuff on the likes because we were fucking around, but
we're diving in and out.
we'll just keep going.
We do that a lot. It's okay.
Oh, I did say fuck these protein blocks.
The bugs.
That's disgusting.
Where
do they get those bugs though?
I mean, bugs breed from out of nowhere, really.
I guess,
like,
yeah.
So they're, ugh.
I mean, it is protein.
Yeah, but
I wrote protein blocks ? And I said, I mean, I guess they are what they say they are.
Bugs are the future.
They are. I mean, they are protein blocks.
Yeah, like all right, well, they weren't lying. It's not like it's cannibalism. Or
Yeah, I was
expecting
them to be grinding up the kids.
At that part.
Yeah.
Right, but basically, you know, what's worse, really?
Fuck.
Yeah.
I'd rather eat the bugs than the kids.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I'm saying
but
like
I thought because we haven't heard of where the kids were, and then he's shocked, and I'm like, oh my god.
Oh no.
They're literally grinding Timmy up right now.
Timmy and Andy.
Yeah.
The whole point of this movie.
They're literally grinding them up right now.
The beginning of the revolution.
But no, it was bugs. That's not as bad as I thought. Come on.
And they were CGI.
Terrible,
I mean,
terrible.
what else
CGI.
are you gonna do? But still,
terrible CGI.
Or you hate your CGI.
Like it was like bad.
Yeah,
it was like
clear, very clear. I wonder if they remastered it.
I was like, fuck, we have no budget. Just fucking, just clip some bugs.
Just put a brown wave, and put crunching sounds. That's it.
Yeah. Dislikes. I I said at the beginning or towards the middle of the show, I was like, I don't know. I think the main fight comes too early.
Right.
And I think it does because the end is like almost a drag, almost. Like when he gets into Wilford's section, which is the front of the train, it's kind of a drag. I'm not going to lie. That's like a 15, 20-ish minute scene. Even longer with the cutbacks to Nan and what's her name again? Yona and like all that stuff. There's a lot of stuff going. It's a long scene, a long segment, and I wasn't feeling. I was like, oh my god, is it gonna end?
Yeah.
Like I was like, what the fuck? We've been here for so long.
Or like who's gonna die?
Yeah, Ed Harris is talking his ass off for an hour, and I like him, but like I was like, this is just too long. So I feel like they kind of put that that big climatic fight scene too early, and like the pacing, it could have been spread out a little bit better. I understand why it's there, and there's a lot of things for Ed Harris to explain and all that kind of stuff, but it is really long and it's slow, and I think it's because it feels worse because the movie is so fast paced up until that point, and then you almost like you're smashed into a wall. It's like no, stop.
Right.
It
is the end of the movie, though.
I gotta explain a lot of shit, and it's like, fuck, okay,
right.
Well, I was just going 100 million miles per hour.
Yeah. Whoa. Glass breaking?
What was that?
We're hearing things that you're probably not hearing.
Yeah, you're not
that happens a lot, so whatever.
I'm hearing it through the headphones, too.
Shit.
But that was like one of my big gripes was like, God, is it gonna fucking end? I was also like really hyped about Mandalorian. Maybe I was just thinking about that.
Yeah, I know.
But
he was literally texting me and he was like, I'm gonna watch Mandalorian after. I was like, oh god.
Yeah,
He's not gonna finish.
But it was kind of long, and then
yeah.
I also don't get. I do get the polar bear scene now.
Oh yeah.
When I first saw it, I was like, what the fuck? Like, cool. Well, I was like, Brooke was like, how the fuck did the polar bear live if there's no like life, right? If there's no food, if there's
right.
But the point is, if the polar bear has been alive for 17, 18 years, right? Obviously, this polar bear didn't spawn out of nowhere, so there is a lineage there.
Yes.
Then that there's life, like there's probably humans somewhere, not on this train. There's other things going on in the world that they've been blinded by because they've been on this train. Yeah. So the polar bear is more of like a symbol of like, oh, we've been here the whole fucking time. Like you guys have just been on this train dealing with doing with all this bullshit. But like, there's probably humans somewhere tucked away underground or something. There's probably a lot of stuff going on. So that right there, I like. Because I was like, the humanity's fucked. You got this druggy girl and this Timmy kid. Like,
but they're also like I think This is a drug. The chronal is a drug, but it's also like they were just collecting it. So I think they're smart enough to disengage from it. Yeah, but
I know, but I was just
they're not related. That's good. Like
they're not related.
So
they can smash. Timmy's 8, so
we gotta wait a couple, 10, few, 10, 20.
But yeah, that part I was like, why are we showing a polar bear? Like, I don't understand. But I started thinking about it. I was like, okay, well then it just proves that life could survive.
Yes.
And it doesn't even go back to what Nan was saying, where he's like, I noticed that the snow is getting lower.
Yes.
It doesn't even go back to that because the polar bear would have had survived for longer. So
it could, but does it imply that the polar bear was frozen up until now when the ice melted?
No.
Because
that shit's not real, is it?
In this movie, it could be.
Like freezing yourself and then you come back.
We don't know. Walt Disney. Shit, I'm gonna die. If I die, that's why.
Or Michael Jackson.
Oh God! If I die, if we die, please let it be known.
It's not real, dude. Your body can't function.
You don't know that.
Science says it.
Oh, that's what science wants us to believe.
Oh my God. Yeah, everyone's lining up. They're like, "Wake me up in year 3000."
Oh my God! Yeah,
in
we're
the
gonna
year
Futurama then. Futurama it.
Yeah. No, I think it's the other way around. I think it's like it's proof that like we could have survived this whole time, which you can, I guess. I mean, an ice age.
I think there's always a way to survive, right?
Of course.
Because or
you live underground. You go up to get food.
Yep.
With your equipment.
You get frozen.
I mean, they're like, oh, you freeze right away. It's like, I don't know. How cold is it? Is a question.
They didn't tell you.
Yeah, they don't tell. They don't get it specific. So, I just don't like that end part. And then it's kind of like random that they die.
Curtis and
yeah, because you're not really
they exploded.
I get that, but you're not really like alluded to like, oh, they're about to sacrifice. I thought they were just hugging because they're like, okay, well, we're gonna blow this door up.
Oh, they were blocking them.
Yeah, they were, but they never they never say like, oh, like this is it. They never warm you up to it, I guess. But
that would, that's a new way of filmmaking, kind of.
I don't know what chronal is, and I don't know how.
Coal.
It's like it's not. They called it like industrial.
I know, but it's basically coal. What else would it be?
It's not, dude. It's like a radioactive bullshit. I don't know.
If it's radioactive, you couldn't smell it.
Okay,
dying.
I don't know what it is. Fuck it, but I didn't know it was gonna create a nuke. Basically.
I didn't like how
they don't warm you up to that. Like, I didn't know Chris Evans was about to die.
I know, but they didn't warm you up to a lot of like
That's true.
Little facts. Like, I didn't like how Nan and Yona were kept. Like, were they kept asleep this whole time while they're in there?
Yeah, that's like a prison cell.
Yeah,
I don't know.
but also how without them dying or going crazy, or so it looks like they were in a deep sleep, but then they're not deteriorated. There's little things in this movie that I know.
Yeah, it is the sci-fi action. It is the sci-fi.
More of.
It is the sci-fi part where you're like, oh, I guess I'll buy it. You have to buy it.
But like with me, I like backstory. I would have liked a couple flashbacks. I would have, but you get that with exposition or with dialogue here.
And
with Curtis's story.
I do love the painter guy, the drawer guy.
Oh yeah.
He is a cool character.
A background character almost.
Yeah, but he's such a cool character, and I love when Chris Evans tells him not to draw that.
Mm-hmm.
And like that, it just makes you wonder about history photos that we see now.
Yeah.
And you're like, what are we seeing? What are we seeing?
Yeah.
Are we seeing the real thing here?
Right.
Probably not.
Exactly. Government cover it all the time.
And they're like, oh, don't draw that part, but draw this part. So
draw the good parts.
So that right there is just really interesting. You guys know I like the conspiracies.
Yes, oh yeah.
But
that's a special episode.
But like I like that was implemented. He's such a side character, but I really like him.
Yeah.
And there's one other like before we wrap up, because those are my only dislikes, honestly.
I hated Andy's dad. The way he was like, I'm like, why?
What do you mean? You don't know him?
No, what is he
from? He's from Pearl Harbor.
Ew, really? Dude, he played it, so it's either you're incompetent or you're not. And he played it both.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure that's why, like, he was supposed to, but, like, when his arms out and then he's like just dazed.
Well,
It's just like it just grossed me out. But where before he was yelling for his son and he was fighting for him, I wasn't into that. I don't think he
I
should have
don't
been played
know.
that
I
way.
thought he did all right because
He
like
shouldn't have been played like that.
I think he did all right because okay, first off, freezing your arm that sounds terrible.
Yes.
Because it would be very painful and very slow.
Yes, because
And
you freeze it and then they chop it off.
But it's like they don't even chop it; they fucking smash.
They smash it.
But he did a good job because listen.
I'm listening.
He does a good job because, he's like experiencing like the shock, like when he's had time to so his son just got taken away.
Yeah.
He was hype, right? And then they calm him down.
Yeah.
Then they they oil him up. I don't know what the fuck that thing was.
Yeah, I don't know what it was either.
Some kind of medicine to maybe keep his arm intact.
Probably,
I don't know.
yeah.
But then they put his arm out there, and now he's like he's still hype, but now he's experiencing the shock of like what the fuck's happening. I don't know. I liked it. I thought he did all right.
It just creeped me out.
He was weird. He's a weird looking dude. But but they do.
Thank you for understanding that.
He is. He's a good actor. They do a good job at just hair and makeup and design and costume and all that. Does a really good job of that back train. That back train looks so disgusting that you feel like you just feel it. Like Chris Evans is disgusting the whole movie.
But not really. He's still pretty.
He's still a snack.
Yeah,
but
he's
like,
still a snack. Oh,
but
he's
like
got the fingerless gloves,
yeah.
the rugged, gritty look going on. Like, I'd still smash. Coal all over,
that
you know?
boy probably smells disgusting. But yeah.
Big ups.
I'll get with I'll get with you behind it, but also that's my take on it.
It's my dislike. I gotta have a dislike.
I got it. I also don't understand why he doesn't remember life before Gilliam.
Yeah.
That part to me didn't make any sense.
I think because he was blocking it out.
Is he blocking?
Because he said he doesn't like to remember, so I think he does. He
Yeah,
really
because
talk about
when Edgar talks about like, oh, what's a steak taste like?
Yeah.
He's like, if you can't remember, then it's easier to just forget
Yeah.
it. So I guess that's a little call to that, but I was kind of like, what? You don't fucking remember what Earth is like? Like, come on.
Right. Especially 18 years or 17 years on it.
Not that long.
That's what he said. He was 17 years before.
No, I'm saying it's not that long.
Oh, yeah,
like,
I know.
It's like, that's almost fresh.
For
Especially
that,
for
like, trauma.
The trauma. Yeah, like,
yeah.
that would be like the only thing you think of.
I would want to, I would definitely want to think about all that.
But whatever. That's it, man. We going to shots we love.
Oh my god, yeah, we got to get shots in.
People keep walking by. Unit, close the curtain.
Close the curtain, we said. You
Okay.
you got to stop sitting there. We got to switch
I
seats.
know. I like to look at you when we talk.
too.
Shots we love. I gotta,
You go first.
I wrote 10.
I know. I've been being good about being only one. You know what though? I've been doing sequences, which is not.
Yeah,
you know,
we've been cheating.
We've
the
been
whole system.
cheating.
We've been cheating our own system.
We've been cheating, but mine's easy this round.
What is yours?
I mean, it's kind of a sequence. It's not, but the scene where he's walking up to the throne room, I guess we can call it the engine room.
I do like that.
Yeah, just the stark contrast of the color tones.
I
and
think
it's like, that's the future versus what's behind him.
I think that is the only scene of like apartment or housing for the train. I was always wondering where these people live. They show the rave, the club. They show the saunas. They show the pools,
the arborists.
Yeah, they show all this stuff, but like that when he's walking through that, it looks like almost a hotel-ish type thing. Yeah. So I think that's like the only. I was wondering like, what do people live? Like, what do they do?
Or that's where they sleep. Yeah.
So
just like
I like that scene.
Yeah,
and it's kind of like, oh, he's ready. Like
exactly. Or no, he has a choice to make.
Yeah, but he's past like.
He
the
made
point
his
of no
goal.
return.
Yeah, exactly,
almost.
exactly.
Like he's all the way up here. He's there.
Yes, that's the movie for me.
That's cool. I do like the whole design of the engine room. Not the like room where Wilford is. Well, I like the room Wilford's in.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
Uh-huh.
And odd, but the room before that, like with the engine, like the big rotating stuff. It's like a cool design. I don't know. The whole design of these.
I liked
rooms.
the sauna. It was very John Wick to me.
It was, yeah. It was Star Wars-y too, like the lights.
Yeah, cantina kind of thing, yeah.
My scene is I don't know. It's probably cliche.
I mean, we gotta do.
It's the opening of the gate.
Okay.
They call it gates, but door.
I mean, it
it's
is
the opening
gates,
of the
yeah.
door / gate scene went before they fight.
Okay, that's good.
I was like, this is it. I was like
You
ready.
felt
I
it,
was
yeah.
like,
It's that 300 moment, like
Yeah.
you said. Yeah.
I was like, oh god, like this is the force. They gotta fight.
Yeah.
Like they're done.
Yeah.
And even Nod says, "You guys are fucked."
Yeah. That was always the humor in this movie.
Yeah,
It
the
touched
humor
on
was
it, but
good, and it was
really fun.
it was well put. It wasn't out of place,
Exactly.
except the fish sliding. But like, other than that,
But that wasn't really humor.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
He's very sharp with his humor. He's great. He's great.
I was like, fuck, they're about to get fucked up. Like
Which
all
they did, really.
all they got is wrenches and like in their fists.
Yeah.
And these guys got axes and shit. I was expecting that though to be like a firing line.
Oh, like guns?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And them just get blasted.
There's got to be logic to it.
Yeah,
though,
because
you know?
I was like,
Yeah.
oh, they have to have guns. Like,
yeah.
there's probably bullets somewhere, but I don't know. Yeah,
Primitive, you know.
I don't. Yeah,
Yeah.
and Bong really wanted that like animalistic fight. It's
Right.
kind of intense. So,
Yeah.
and then the whole like. What did you think about the whole like New Year's thing? Like everyone stops the fight.
yeah. Like
It
happy
was-
18 years.
It was so like. That's where I was like, okay, this movie is like.
fantasy.
It's not taking itself.
I thought
literal.
it was a clever way of, and I'm biased here because I'm not one of the rich, the 1%.
Yeah,
But it was a clever way of showing how disconnected the 1% is.
that's true. Yeah,
Of like, you know, like fuck everything. We got to party or like we got to celebrate like this moment, and there's slaughter happening in front of you. You know, like that's the rich
Yeah.
to me, and you know I'm biased against the rich. I fucking hate them. You know, like put your fucking American Express away. I would love to have one eventually, and maybe one day I will. But
yeah, for sure. No,
like
I
the way
get
they
that.
act, you know.
They act over the top. Yeah, and that's where I'm like, okay, it's clearly not supposed to be taken like, okay, like people would act like
Exactly.
this, but it's like taken to the point where like you need to understand the line. It's almost he's almost like saying like, if you can't fucking see it now, then you're blind. Like
Exactly.
that type of thing. Like
you
I'm
can't go back.
Yeah, I'm
to that.
showing you literally what I mean
Right.
here. So it was funny. I thought they're all 10.
Yeah.
Like this
Yeah, they're
whole
waiting
like
for it.
Chris Evans, everyone's like, what the
Yeah.
fuck is going on?
Which shows that they didn't celebrate it back. You know,
They
they're just like,
didn't,
hey.
yeah.
Or maybe they did, and they were just like, hey, like cool.
Hey, haven't here.
18th year here.
They had to have felt those hits though when the snow was freezing over.
Yeah, or like, did they happen? You know, like that's another question we don't have answered. Like, was this the first time they've hit?
It had to have 18 years.
True, I know.
Like snow build up.
And he was counting like it has happened before.
Yeah,
like, brace
yeah.
for impact. Yeah.
And
that
it
was
also takes up it takes a year to get back there, so there's definitely build up. Like if it was like a couple months to get there, then
Right.
maybe it hasn't gotten that bad, but
Yeah.
like a year, it's definitely.
But I thought that was another way of saying like the weather outside is not what you think it is.
yeah.
You know, like if it's doing this, there's something different than I don't know.
Interesting stuff. I don't know. I enjoyed it. And that goes into our shots.
How we rate it.
Yeah, how we rate it. As if you guys are a new listener and you made
Yeah.
it this far, congratulations.
Thank you for being here. Leave a review.
Yeah, if you made it this far, you might as well write a review down there in Apple.
Exactly.
Or
do it on the side while you're listening to
if
us.
you
know?
if you listen regularly and you haven't wrote a review, like what's wrong? Are you okay?
Hello, we're here.
But our shot segment, if you're not familiar with it and you are a new listener, 0 is the best movie we've ever seen.
You need to be sober.
You're going to be sober, and 5 is blackout drunk. You don't even need to pay attention
Which
to
we've
the
only
movie.
done for one, I think.
What one was that?
Serenity.
Was that 5 for me?
I'm pretty sure it's 5. If it's not, you have to change
I
it.
gotta go do
I'm not watching that again.
Do the whole apology thing.
Yeah.
I fucked up.
Matthew McConaughey was great.
I rewatched it. It's just not a 4. It's a 5.
Yeah, exactly.
Nah. Yeah, I think we've done it for 1, maybe 2, maybe 2.
Maybe 2, but yeah, we rate it on how drunk we need to be to watch the movie to enjoy it.
Yeah, so I can
halvesies.
start it.
Okay, go.
I'm going 2.
Shit, I was going to.
Fuck.
Give me the same.
I know. We always do this.
It did.
We
I
don't
will
plan
say
that, by the
it
way.
didn't. Yeah, we don't talk about ratings at all before the podcast.
then
I don't
it-
think we've ever said that.
Because
We
then that
don't.
influences
Yeah.
our rating.
I get influenced while we're doing the podcast, listening to Sam. I will say I did not like the second watch. Didn't make it better for me.
Okay.
Like from
Yeah.
when I first
I
watched it,
figured. And
it's the same. Really, to
I'm
me.
100% with you. When I watched it, I was like, "This is cool. I like the movie. I'm probably not gonna watch it again."
Yeah, it's.
like
I mean, it's a.
maybe,
have to.
maybe if we were drunk enough at at a house and I had a bunch of
Yeah.
friends over and I was like, "Oh, you never seen Snowpiercer? Like, let's throw it on," because
Yeah.
it's like fun action stuff.
Right.
And then it gets deep at the end. But like that ending part really puts a hole in the train in the engine. It really kind of just like slams into a stop to explain stuff. And I
So
understand
that took it for you.
Yeah, and I understand it's hard to. Where else are you gonna put that shit? I guess, but that's difficult, and it just kind of dragged at the end. But I'm with you there. It's a good movie. But I wouldn't be on the bus to rewrite it, I guess.
Yeah. Just you
yeah.
need a couple warmers.
Yeah. So
to enjoy it.
give me 2 beers or 2 shots, and I'll be happy.
2 beers, I think. 2 shots is a little. Yeah. 2 beers, I think, is like all right. Like let me crack it open and like sit with you to watch
2,
it.
but then 3 during.
Yes.
3 right when they open the door for that battle scene.
Yeah.
I'm like, hold on, pause it.
Or don't even pause. Just go to the fridge and grab
Yeah.
another
Oh,
one.
oh.
You're like, yeah. That's a good part. Yeah. But 2.
Awesome. Well, that's our episode on Snowpiercer.
That's it. That was a
If
good
you guys
episode.
if you guys have any input, reach out to us on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook at the Film Crawl, or you can comment down below if you're watching on YouTube. I know it's
Like and
long
subscribe.
it's long to watch on YouTube.
But if you're at work, like whatever.
But maybe put it on the background, second page.
That's what I do.
That's what
I
I
clean
do.
the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So go ahead and comment below what you thought. Like, subscribe, like Nicole said.
Mm-hmm.
And share the Film Crawl with some people.
Thank you. Yes.
Put
it on your stories. Tag us.
Yeah, I see you listening.
We
But
see
are
you
you-
creeping our stories.
Are you talking about it? Is the question.
Hello. They need merch to talk about it. It's coming, guys. We'll try.
Things
We'll
are
try.
coming. We keep saying it. Now
I
we
know,
have to do something.
I know. We want to do it. That's
We
all that
really
matters.
have
we
to do
want
something.
to do it.
Fuck. All right, we gotta stop this show
Okay,
before we leak any more
I know.
confidential
And
information.
they hold us to it.
But thank you guys for listening. We will see you on Thursday for the Star Wars
Wars.
episode. So we hope you enjoy and have a good rest of your day. Bye bye.
Bye, guys.